There's an old proverb that says that you die twice, once when your body dies and once when anyone who remembers you dies.
It certainly is heartening to know that these people are not forgotten, like many of our ancestors and relatives. We keep them alive in our thoughts and in our hearts. Tell me what we're looking for out here.
George, in Find a Grave, I found a picture of a very interesting gravestone.
Oh, which one is that?
Well, let me start by saying it has a cannon on it.
A cannon?
Yeah. Ever heard of a group of people called the Flying Zacchinis?
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing them years ago on the Ed Sullivan Show, and that was the human cannonball act, wasn't it?
That was the human cannonball act. Well, guess what? This stone is supposed to be the man who invented the act.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, and this is like the father of the family. So I want to find this stone and find out more about this family.
How interesting.
I mean, that's something from real childhood, you know, that whole thing. And
you expect us to be able to find that stone out here in this massive cemetery?
Okay, I know it's a bit of a needle in a haystack here, and this is an enormous cemetery, but you know, I mean, the Flying Zacchinis, George.
I know.
I mean, this is special.
So we're looking for a stone with a cannon on it?
Yeah, there's the image. It's Ildebrando Zacchini and his wife, and at the top is a picture of a cannon. Now, when I say picture, I mean it's the artwork on the stone. So that's what we're looking for here.
Okay.
So I'm looking. I mean, there's most of the graves here just have names, so they're fairly simple, and some have religious symbols and some other art. But so this one's going to stand out. We're just looking for that cannon because I don't think there's going to be any other graves that have cannons on them.
Well, we can rule out the mausoleums.
Yeah, I know. No, it should probably just be a standalone grave like most of these. It's just going to have that artwork at the top, so just be looking for that. So mostly some names. This one's...
Oh, wait a minute. Is that it over there?
That's a cannon.
That's a cannon. Okay, that's the Zacchinis.
All right. We found it.
All right. Let me pull over and park here.
Absolutely. Just like the picture.
It sure is. Let's go see what we got here. Look at that.
Ah! There's the cannon.
That is the cannon.
All right.
The Zacchinis, in memory of Ildebrando Zacchini, founder of the cannon used in the Human Cannonball Act, and his wife Maddalena Dal Paus, 1872 to 1963. Boy, she lived a long time. She was 91 when she died. Wow.
So, fantastic.
Look at that.
There can't be another stone like this in the entire Myrtle Hill Cemetery.
I'll bet you there's not. Wonder if this is a scale drawing just like the of what the cannon exactly looks like.
Wouldn't it be cool to actually see the real cannon?
It would be.
Okay, we're gonna have to go look for that.
Okay.
And find out. I don't see any other Zacchinis buried around here, so we're gonna have to find out where the rest of the family was. There was a whole family of Flying Zacchinis, George.
How many Zacchinis were there?
I have no idea. I'm sure there were sons and daughters and
so we're going to have to figure that one out.
Children and grandchildren that were all involved in this act. We got to find them.
Well, this is one of the famous families buried here in this cemetery.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's somewhere close to 250,000 people buried in Myrtle Hill Cemetery. It's the largest cemetery in this county. It's beautiful.
Well, George, we found the stone with the cannon. Now we have to find the rest of the family.
I agree.
And we got to put the circus act all back together again.
Oh, gee.
George, we found the stone.
Yeah.
Just like it was in the picture.
That was fun.
That was fun. But now I want to find out more about this family. And this is a huge family. So here we are in the Tampa Hillsborough Public Library's genealogy collection. What's around us that we can use to dig out the details?
Well, we know all about the stone now because we've seen it. We found a listing for it. We've seen the stone. What I think we want to do is to learn more about the family is find some records. We've got loads of things here.
What do we got?
Chase. Well, I think we've got obituaries.
Okay, so how are we going to find those?
Let's use trails.
All right, so that's the system that's here that's going to say what issues of the newspaper has what. So, all right, so I can look at that on the laptop, so that's great. I can do that.
And we'll pull the microfilm for the obituaries for the Tampa Tribune.
Okay, so I can go get those. What else do we have?
Let me check the clipping file. There may very well be a clipping file since they were a rather noteworthy family here. Let me see what we may have there.
All right, so you can go get that.
I'll get that.
Okay, and let's see. This is a well-traveled family.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. I was thinking it would be nice to know more about when they arrived in the United States.
Okay, so we've got online immigration records.
Yeah,
that we can look at.
we could look for ship's passenger lists.
Okay, so we can pull those up while we're here. All right, that sounds good. Let me think. Speaking of which, of online, we've also got newspaper stories from the New York Times because they were nationally known, internationally known, so we can look at all those online here too.
Sure.
Because we can go all the way back to the first issue of the New York Times. All right, so let's do that.
And I think we ought to go back to Find a Grave again and see what other Zacchinis there are listed nationwide.
Well, that's true. I didn't know where. I was just looking at the one stone. I didn't think about all the other family members in Find a Grave.
They could have been anywhere. It was a large family.
Okay.
So I think that's something else we want to check.
All right. Well, it looks like we've got a whole long list of records here that we want to be looking at, and let's make the best use of our time and go find them.
That's great. Sounds good. I'm going to go check the clipping file.
Okay, and I'm going to go online here.
Hey Drew, look what I found. A whole clipping file full of zucchini.
Right. While you were busy doing that, I actually found, in Trails, I found 4 different members of the family, and I've got a list now of the dates of when they had obituary notices in the newspaper. So one of us can go get that in a minute. So let's take a look at these clippings you got.
The Last Daredevil, the amazing zucchinis.
And here's a picture of the truck, and one of the zucchinis standing on top of the cannon.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's how they got it moved around. That's from a University of Florida football game.
Okay. High Court rules Tampa performer may sue TV media.
I heard something about a court case involving them. Okay, so now we have details about that. Interesting.
That's good.
Some more stories there. So you did that.
I love it. I love it. Former flyer says evil will bomb in the canyon.
Oh, okay. So they were commenting on Evel Knievel. Turns out that this woman named Faye Moses married into the Zacchini family, and so she was shot out of a cannon. She did it for 8 years. And in this article, she's now an elementary school teacher. So that must be something to tell you, the students. It says, gee, what did my teacher used to do in a former life? She used to be shot out of a cannon.
Sure.
So.
Oh, wow, here's a picture of the Zacchini brothers here, and then 2 of them doing a Wild West rope lasso act.
Yeah, I saw a story that said one had kind of given up on the rope lassoing, so to get back to the cannonball act.
Oh.
So they had lots of other talents too.
They were busy.
Yep.
Oh, and here's that big picture we saw in in the Tampa book.
Yes, I think that's the same picture. Yeah, that was in the back page. They
That's
showed,
a big family.
oh yeah, because you got the grandchildren and everybody. And
Well, when you shoot family members out of a cannon, you've got to have replacements standing by, don't you?
I think some of the kids would rather not have been in that photo from the looks on their faces. That's funny.
The Zacchini cannon in the museum.
Oh, there's a picture of it?
Yeah.
Oh, the museum in Sarasota.
Yes, the Ringling Museum.
All right.
We need to go down there and take a look at
Wouldn't that be
I want
fun?
to see this thing.
I'd like to do that.
Wow, Drew. The Museum of the Circus, finally.
I can't wait to see the cannon.
We've kind of finally come full circle, haven't we?
Seems that way. We're getting pretty close.
Oh, wow, there it is. Oh my gosh, look at
Okay,
this
it's bigger
thing.
than I thought it was going to be.
It is. It's got fin tail lights too.
Well, that almost means we can date the thing.
I
You know,
love it.
Yeah, except it's all gray. I mean, you almost think it'd be like
No,
circus colors.
It's silver.
Well, okay, all
It's
right.
silver.
So
It would have caught the light.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose so. On the big top.
Oh,
with the lights
yeah.
I guess so. Take a look at this, George. Got the costumes in there. We had the spangly ones for the women, of course, and the
And
ones.
the alien costume.
Well, not so much. But I guess it's sort of protective mask for the
I
head here.
guess.
So, okay.
I
Well, that
guess.
kind of. So, oh, and the gloves. I mean, I guess again
Sure.
to be protected. So, they were interested in some security here. So, yeah.
This is so much bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is
wow.
actually. I don't know. I just didn't expect it to be this size.
This is great. Did you see all the photos over here?
No, show me those. Oh, okay.
I'm sure you recognize this one.
We've seen that one in the books. Yeah,
we've
that's
seen
the thing
that
of the
one
whole family.
The whole big family.
Okay.
And of course, Ildebrando invented the idea, and here are the 5 original brothers. It says the Zacchini brothers, the original human cannonball, 1936.
Okay.
And then and those are probably 2 of the sisters, maybe Egla and Duina,
It could be.
or some of the daughters-in-law.
It could be daughters-in-law and sisters-in-law, right? Because they brought everybody in this family
Sure
act.
they
I
did.
mean, there was like they
think-
were running at several circuses and all over the place at the same time, so they had to have lots of cannons.
I think it was kind of a rite of passage to go through this.
Yeah, but I mean, 2 at a time here, George.
Yeah.
You actually see both of them in the air at the same time down here. So that's pretty. And then they do these stunts. You see this one?
Yeah.
They're shooting them across a lake or a pond here.
Sure.
Okay, it's some circus, but you can see that's pretty amazing.
Well, you see, Drew, this is what we enjoy about genealogy so much, and the family history research that we do. You and I have seen things on the internet. We saw the wonderful stone at the Myrtle Hill Cemetery with a cannon on it. Now we're seeing this in real life.
Wow. Yeah.
And it is the genealogy that we do, and we learn so much about the people.
Yeah.
We learn about their personality traits, their relationships with one another, what they did in real life. That's one of the things I like about doing these kinds of things. Is I learn so much about the people, and it really brings them back to life. And that's really what it's all about. And that's what I think gives me the big thrill of genealogy is bringing these people back to life.
But George, it's not every family that gets shot out of a cannon.
No. But every family has stories. Every
true.
family has characters. And these just happen to be a very special bunch of people.
we completed the taping for this episode of Down Under, we discovered that there were other members of the Zacchini family buried at Myrtle Hill Cemetery. But some members of the family are buried in an even more interesting cemetery, Showmans Rest, a Tampa cemetery that was created for the families of circus performers. At Showmans Rest, you'll find the final resting place of many individuals who, during their lives, made the greatest show on earth possible.